Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Why do you always do this? Remember, there's a singer in the room, so you shouldn't have done that.
Sorry, I forgot. Sorry.
Welcome to episode 90 of the
90.
2Ts podcast.
Wow.
I am Nana.
And I'm Rose.
And together we are two twos. Guys, we got a special guest in the building. I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy it's a gas.
What a high.
What a high.
Not a literal high, but
You know,
life.
yeah. Don't do drugs, guys. Same school. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Were you about to say her name?
Yes, I was.
You think she was
I
so
want to do
excited.
it. I want to do it, but
My name's
yourself?
Cat Burn.
Wow, we've got Cat Burns in the building, guys.
Cat Burns.
Crazy. Tell the people them what you do, who you are. If they don't know, if you don't know, I feel sorry for you. But yes, tell the people.
You'll gas me up.
Listen.
I'm Cat Burns. I'm a singer from South London. And I don't know what else I do. I don't even know.
You're also a songwriter, right?
I am a songwriter as well. Yeah.
When people
Pen
say
game.
singer, I mean that is different, isn't it? Not everyone writes their own songs.
Right.
So not everybody writes their own songs.
Yeah, so that is different.
Right.
No, I make sure I do. Or try to, at least.
Yeah.
I don't like being the only... I don't like when there's like 4 or 5 writers in the room.
Oh, what's that like?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Say it. Do you know? Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's just get into it.
We'll do a game in a minute. But
Let's
let's
get
get
into
into
it.
it.
What is that like?
Not fun. I don't like it because I feel like when there's loads of writers in a room, you're almost like you're pushing for your idea to be used when it's your song. And I think, why am I forcing it when it's my song? So I'd rather like one other person and you just sort of bounce off each other rather than like 4 people.
Okay, so how does that actually work? So is it like? So I guess
I've always wondered this.
Yeah,
you know?
like how does I thought you just be you in your room writing your song, or is it just like a team that comes together in the studio? And is it when you're writing, are you singing as well? So you know like how it goes. How is it?
My method is like I try and write as much of it as I can in my bedroom. So then at least when I go to the studio, I've got an idea and I'm not starting from scratch. But usually it is like they just get booked into sessions.
Yeah.
Go in, meet someone new that you've never met before. It could be in their house, and you literally just have to write a song in
That's
like
so weird.
Someone you
5
haven't met
hours.
before.
Yeah.
How do you do
mad.
that?
That is actually mad.
To be honest, I find it so
Stress.
hard.
Yeah,
Because I'm
yeah.
such an introvert. The idea of meeting someone new every single time and then having to be like vulnerable with them
Yeah.
every single day, like it's a bit too much. Like now I found a bit more of a group of people that I like working with regularly. So I like going in with them. But when it's someone new, I'm always like...
Because you have to be kind of vulnerable with them, especially
hard.
like it depends on what you're
For-
singing.
with a stranger.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then
Really
some
hard.
people like to push their own sort of narrative and idea of what they want you to do. Like, oh, you would sound really good if you do this. And it's like, I've told you now.
Yeah.
that I would like to do pop. So
Yeah.
stop trying to force this other.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. Because when I go in and I say, oh, I want to do like pop music, but like acoustic pop and like soul and stuff, they're like, oh, okay. So not like R&B then. And I'm like,
No,
not R&B.
you don't have to. It's not by force.
It's
Do you know what?
not
It's
by
because you're black.
You don't have to do
Yeah,
R&B.
I was just about to say it's because you're black.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. It's because you're black. So they feel like, yeah, R&B. But the game, let's get into the game. We just
Okay.
skipped the game. So we're going to play a game, this or that.
Right.
And you know, play this or that. So we're ask you this or that. Which one do you pick? Which one do you prefer? So I'm going to start. I'm going to say TikTok
Yep.
or Instagram.
TikTok.
Why?
You can have more fun on there. Like you don't have to, if you just want to make like a funny, stupid video, you can just post it. Like, whereas Instagram is like a highlight reel. Like it has to be your best stuff. It has to be like proper. Whereas, well, it doesn't have to be, but everybody feels like it has to be. Whereas TikTok, you just post whatever.
Yeah.
Like the quality can vary from video to video. So TikTok.
Yeah, I hear that. What about you?
Ooh, I don't know. You know, I mean, we were on TikTok once. It was really hard to do, and I felt really old. And I was thinking, like, am I meant to do? Am I too old for this? Like, should I be on TikTok? Like, it took a whole day to figure out how to do green screen. I was like, nah, man, it shouldn't take this long.
Right.
But I did enjoy doing it. So I think I enjoyed doing it more than like uploading on Instagram. I hate Instagram. Instagram gives me anxiety.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much
'Cause
stress.
it always has to be perfect. You have to look your best and all this
Yeah.
stuff, and you know. Yeah, you have to look your best, and I just I don't always look my best. You know what I'm saying? So
Mood.
I'll pick TikTok.
You're gonna pick TikTok?
Yeah.
I'm picking Instagram
Why?
because do you know what? I feel like TikTok's too loud.
Do you know why you say that? It's because when you first open the app, someone is just in your
Oh
fucking
my
face.
The
God.
phone is on silent.
It's just loud. It's a lot.
It doesn't. Well, it doesn't stop.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No, it doesn't. It's addictive. It's
Yeah.
very
Oh,
addictive.
yeah.
Like the moment you go on, 4 hours later it's gone by.
My girlfriend's on it for like maybe like an hour before she goes to bed.
It's just so addictive.
It is, but I don't think that my algorithm has really is catered for me yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then that's probably why. I remember when
Yeah.
I first joined, I'd scroll and I'd just be people dancing. It'd just be loads of white people, and I go, "This isn't what I want to see."
Yeah.
And then the more you scroll and stuff,
And like and comment and
exactly,
stuff like that.
then you start getting like,
Okay, so I need to actually leave some comments and like some stuff.
like when you see a
Yeah.
video that you actually like, interact with it,
Yeah.
and then it will start showing you stuff that you actually would
Yeah.
enjoy.
Because I do want to, because Instagram is a bit boring now, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Is,
doesn't-
everyone's just going to new build apartments and taking pictures.
That's-
and-
Everyone wants to be an influencer.
yeah,
Everyone
it's just.
Yeah.
I'm not. I do like the dumps that everyone's doing now.
Oh, I like the dumps.
'Cause they
I
are
do like a photo
yeah.
dump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like random stuff
Yeah.
and people doing stuff and having fun.
Yeah, it feels freeing.
Yeah,
Versus like
And I
Yeah.
guess that's probably the closest to TikTok freeness that's on Instagram.
Yeah.
literally.
But yeah, maybe I should just don't worry, I'll be this on TikTok. But go on.
Live shows or singing in the studio. Recording in the studio.
I'm gonna say live shows.
Why?
Sessions can get a bit monotonous at times
yeah, I can
and
imagine.
draining. So I would say, sorry, I would say live shows, just because you get the audience's vibe if they know the song already, which I haven't actually experienced that. I'm saying this all as a hypothetical. 'Cause
Yeah.
my following like grew during lockdown,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
haven't had a gig since lockdown sort of come to an end. So it'll be interesting to see, but I think I would enjoy live shows more. Even though I don't actually like large crowds of people. Like, I don't like festivals. I don't like all that kind of stuff. But performing, I think I would enjoy.
Yeah.
So I'd say live shows, yeah.
I hear you because I don't like concerts.
Nope, same.
Like, I just, why? When, like, the artist is so far away, why?
Yeah.
I'm paying lots
Yeah.
of money to see them as a dot.
Yep.
Like,
If I
I'm
can't
not,
sit down,
screaming.
I don't want to go.
that's it.
Yeah. I like to sit down as well.
That's
I
it.
like to know my clear exits. And festivals, there are no clear exits.
Yeah.
And then I always just feel like someone could throw something, it hits you on your head.
I'm done.
You're
Yeah.
discombobulated. You don't know where you're going. You lose your friends.
so done.
You
Yeah.
lose your phone. It
Yeah.
doesn't seem fun. Doesn't seem
Yeah.
like a fun. Camping, nope.
I'm gonna camp. I'm
you?
camping at Strawberries and Creams Festival in about 2 weeks.
Camping.
Well,
Is that like
apparently
fancy
it's
camping?
glamping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I still don't even know what glamping even means. What does that mean?
It just looks like a bigger tent
It's just-
and with a
yeah,
bed in
with a
there,
bed,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
It's got a bed in there.
Is that I don't know, is that what you have?
That should be glamping. Yeah.
Do you know where you're going?
You haven't seen your
seen it.
accommodation. No.
Oh no. No, I think it'll be fun. I do know loads of people that love camping, but it just isn't.
First of all, I don't even know how to put up a tent.
Neither.
I did this in school,
Neither.
but
That's
I
why
wasn't
we
paying
have to glamp,
attention.
because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
I would be with that tent trying for like 2 hours.
I've been with
I
friends.
saw at Reading. Actually, I've stayed in a tent at Reading Festival before, but Reading Festival, the last one last weekend, everyone left their tents behind. Did you see? I saw a picture of like. Well, I don't understand why they left their tents behind.
It's long.
No way, I'm going to pay the money and put it down as another issue, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly putting it down.
Last time I went to Reading, when was that? I went in 2017. Yeah,
That's when I
2017.
went as well.
Yeah,
Was that was Eminem headlining?
I think so.
Yeah,
Everyone went that year actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I went to that one, and then the end of the weekend came, and we both just looked at the tent and we said,
Just left it there.
Do you know when it's just like so far in the ground, that little thing, and it's just like I haven't got the energy to dig that up,
after a whole
and
weekend.
I'm tired. It's just like a
Yeah.
lot, and like inside the tent, it's hot. As soon as the sun shines on the tent, you're
Oh no,
boiling.
it's hot. It's hot.
Oh my
It's actually hot. It's
God.
hot. It's hot.
It's kind of scary as well when drunk people are trying to walk around to
Yeah,
find
yeah,
their
yeah.
tent. I think, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, someone could just open up my tent and get in and think it's their tent.
Do you know what? Someone did think our tent was their tent.
See, no, that's so scary.
Someone actually did. We're looking at each other. We're looking at us. It's like, oh, close it.
That's so awkward. God, that's so scary.
Imagine if we were changing.
That's what I mean.
That's
scary.
scary.
No, it's actually mad. It's actually mad. But this or that, we just can't really answer it because we can't sing.
Oh yeah, what was you gonna ask?
Yeah, but it could be recording.
Oh yeah, actually that's true. It's studio.
Oh yeah.
live show.
Well, because we had a live show yesterday, didn't we?
Ooh.
I would say, that's a hard one actually.
I'm gonna say that is actually really hard.
I think for us, because the same as you, like I think we grew like over lockdown as well, and we've just been in the studio for like 2 years, almost 2 years, and the live show was really, really good. Like to get to see people's faces, get the interactions as well. Like that was great. So
yeah, I did like the live show. I feel like we have more. We're just more used to the studio.
Yeah.
And I guess it's more of a conversation, whereas on stage it was more, I guess,
entertainment.
You have to
performance.
entertain.
Yeah. So there's that kind of different, but both are enjoyable. I think both are enjoyable, but we have to pick one. It's both quite enjoyable.
It's
but,
really hard. It's really, really hard. I don't know, because there's a lot of energy like to do that. I think like it's less energy to come to the studio and record as opposed to being on stage. Like,
and I guess as well, like talking to people, you get to have, when it's kind of in a bit more of a closed environment, you can actually, people might feel more comfortable to speak and have like a more open conversation versus a live show. People might not feel as comfortable to share their story in such a way, maybe.
It'll be interesting. I think our next live show, was obviously because this one's part of London Podcast Festival, so it was only 90 minutes long, but when we do our own one, it could be like double the time. So it'll be interesting to see if we have like more guests, how that works.
That would be, yeah. I'm going to go with, because I wouldn't want to do a live show every day. Oh, every week.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no,
Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to go with recording in the studio.
Yeah.
Because I just wouldn't want to do that.
I'm going to just say studio. I'm gonna say
live show
because you said studio.
Why do you have to be different?
Why not?
Why not?
We had a good time. Thanks to everyone that came to our live show. It was fun. Had a good time. It was good meeting everybody as well.
Yeah.
Actually putting faces to the people that get involved in the hashtag on Twitter was nice. And just like feeding off the audience's reactions and whether they were laughing or going
clicking.
Agreeing. What is that like though? Is it kind of like a like podcast shows, almost like kind of like a talk show?
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Okay,
Pretty much.
Do you know what I felt like Oprah?
Did you?
I did.
So done.
Because imagine with guests, it kind of is that, isn't it? Like,
yeah, we had Reverend Jade on the other couch and we were on one couch, and it was just like, so what advice would you give to young people coming up to their parents? I loved it. It
was great. It was great.
What advice would you give to young people coming out to their parents?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
No. I mean, it depends. Like, I think you should definitely maybe wait till you leave the house, because you just never know what your
depends
parents...
on what your situation is. Depends.
You never know how your parents are going to react. Like,
do you know what? I read a tweet yesterday that was talking about this, and they said that there's people always give advice not to come out to their parents until they've left the house or they have somewhere safe to go, just in case it doesn't go well. And this person was like, that advice is quite privileged advice, because people that live in homophobic countries, it doesn't matter where they go, they're in danger. So the person, and I was like, oh, that's actually true. They were like, them existing is dangerous. You know, whether that's in the house, whether it's outside, whether it's in the shop, wherever it is. So they were like, that advice doesn't really fit them. I was like, do you know what?
It's true, but then what advice would you give?
That was going to be my next question.
That's the thing. Like, it's true, and I absolutely agree with that, because there's no like hiding, there's no respite, there's no safe space. But like, what advice can you give to someone in that?
But people in that kind of situation is kind of difficult to give advice, because we're now talking about life and death here.
Yes.
And but I would just say that they should just be themselves. Do you know what I mean? People just be themselves. But I wouldn't say come out. I wouldn't say answer people's questions. I wouldn't say feel like you always have to explain yourself. I would say just do you and exist. I don't think you need to have a rainbow flag around your back or anything like that. Or even if sometimes if it means denying, saying no, I'm not gay.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Sometimes you have to. Do you know what I mean? You just got to do what you got to do. And I would say to those people, we're actually coming out.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was
I'm
hard.
saying like I don't know yet.
It was hard, but I don't know, like, because obviously, like, some people have it harder.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't get kicked out. You know, like, you know, my mum wasn't telling me to leave, but it was hard because it always makes, when you come out and your parents don't agree with it and you're still living under their roof, it's such an uncomfortable way to live. Like, it's so uncomfortable, and you end up hiding, you end up, you know, keeping secrets and all of that. And also it can like give you a bit of anxiety, like, you know, having to move around when your parents don't accept who you are, I think. So yeah, it wasn't the worst, I would say, but it was definitely hard. I definitely didn't like my parents for a while. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't like them for a while. It was hard. Yeah. What about you?
I was scared. I was my mom's actually lovely, bless her. She was I remember it was like start of lockdown, so it was literally last year, and I was on TikTok, and then TikTok likes to do this thing where it just likes to be like, you're gay. And then you just go, oh, am I? And then it just starts putting different like videos on your page, and then you go, oh no. And then I saw like different videos and posts about stuff, and I thought, oh, hold on a minute now. And I remember I went to an event like November 2019, and there was like another artist there, and she's gay, and I remember I got drunk and I said to her, oh, sometimes I have gay thoughts, but I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I am not gay. And she was like, it's okay if you are, you know. And I said, yeah, I know that, but I'm not. So you don't have to tell me that. And she was like, yeah, but it's okay if you are. And I was like, I'm not. And then I woke up the next day and I was like, why did I say that? And then months later, like 6 months later, then I was like, oh, okay, maybe I am. So then I kept going into my mum's room. I'd go to my mum's room and I'd be like, oh, mum, like, look at this video of this person like coming out to their family, like, look how cute. And she was like, oh, that's so nice. And I go, bye. And then I run out. And then I come back in, I show a black one. I go, mum, look at this black person. Like, look. And then she'd go, oh, that's so nice, so lovely. And I go, okay, cool, bye. And then I'd leave again, and then I came back in and I said, oh, mum, I think I first said I was sapiosexual. So that's when you're attracted to someone's mind, and it doesn't matter what form they're in. And then she was like, okay, cool, okay. And then I was like, okay, cool, bye. And then I came back in again and I was like, okay, so remember when I said that? No, wait, I didn't say that. I went in and I said, oh, hi, you know when you said you love me, do you love me? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, but do you actually really love me? Like, is it unconditional? And she was like, yes. What are you about to tell me right now? And then I was like, well, so I think I'm bisexual. And she was like, okay. At first she was just like, oh, okay. Oh. And I was like, okay, bye. And then I left. And then I went downstairs, told my sister. She was like, oh, so what kind of girls do you like then? And I was like, I don't know that yet.
That's nice. That's nice.
And then she's like, I don't know that yet. I'm just like not ready to answer that question yet. And then my mum was like, she didn't really ask any questions. And then all of a sudden she came down in the kitchen like 3 weeks later and she was like, so asked me 1,000,001 questions. And then I just told her, and then she was like, okay. And now she's just like, no, I will fight people if they try and say anything about you, because no. And like sometimes it's like, you know, her heart's in the right place. She's like, no, don't, you know, she'll say things like, it's not quite right, but okay, thank you.
Oh, bless her. That is so joyous.
So it wasn't, I was lucky in that sense where it was like, I was really scared though, because I knew so many people would say like, they were so close to their family, so close. And then the moment they came out, the relationships like shifted. So I thought, oh God, what happens if that happens to me and my mum? Like, I don't really want to be living this life of secret or a double life. I was like, oh gosh. And then luckily my situation was as good as it really could be. And then I just told my friends, like one of my other friends came out as well. Like we were all on like a Zoom call and she was just like, oh yeah, I've just been talking to this girl. We said, hold on a second. When did this happen? So it was like, my friends are all kind of just, it was just like easy. Yeah. It was very easy, but I know other people, especially other black people, don't have that same luxury. So I was lucky in that sense. It wasn't too bad. Yeah. But Yeah, my mum is a crazy woman.
That's so funny because I remember, like, obviously, like, I've been a fan, if you don't know. And I remember there was a point where I just saw the flag. I saw the rainbow flag in your bio. I was like, oh.
You know, Nana told me. Nana was like, she's got a rainbow in her bio now.
It's like, there's a flag in this bio now. I was like, okay, sis.
Do you know what? I think it was. I just kind of did it. I just put it in there, and I just thought, okay, let's go do that now. And then I used to get questions about it all the time whenever I post stuff, and I was like, what energy do I give off? Just like, are you gay?
Oh, before the flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, what energy am I giving off? I don't know the answer to that question yet. But like, what energy do I give off when I meet people, or like when people meet me, or even see videos of me, and that they knew before I knew? And I was just like, how do some people just know?
People got gaydar.
They
Gaydar is real. Gaydar is real. You could just tell that a person's like queer, just, I don't know, they just exude. They just exude queerness.
So
I'm not good at it. I'm not good. Sometimes I am with. I'm good at maybe telling gay guys, but gay guys I can never.
Yeah.
Because it's not about how someone dresses. It's about the energy they give off. And I think with stereotypes and stuff, you think, okay, well, if she's like more masculine presented, then maybe she's, and then you're like, but no, they're just tomboy girls that are right there.
Nice. Yeah, no, I think that's the point, because even when I first came out, like, I think I was like to some guy that I worked with, I was like, well, you know, look at the way that I dress. And he was like, no, like, the loads of girls that dress like you that are straight.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it was just
that's
like,
true.
You can't really go off that based on how people dress.
Exactly, you can't at all.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So how's it been like with your fans and stuff, like, since you've come out? Like, have you like got more like gay followings and gay fans?
I do actually, and to be fair, when I go out, it's quite funny because I went to Lick.
Oh, you've been to Lick?
I went to Lick.
Yes.
Okay.
How was it at?
I went to Lick I went to Lick.
You're laughing.
Spill the tea, sis. There was no tea actually, because I've got a girlfriend, so I went there with her and then my friend. And there was just one. There was a couple of things, but there was one girl. And she came over and she was like, oh hi, like you do, like you're on TikTok and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, I'm blah, blah, blah. And then it sort of changed very quickly, and she was like, yeah, you look really good. Like, started to flirt and move to me. And I said,
in front of the girlfriend, right.
I said, oh, here's my partner. Yeah, just right here next to me. And then my partner's like, oh yeah, hi, really nice, because she's just really smiley. And then she was just like just looked at her, acknowledged her existence, but in like a rude way, and then just went back to me and was just like, anyway, blah, blah, blah. And then my girlfriend was like, oh, rude, and then turned around and started speaking to my friend. And then I was like, because it's difficult, because like, as my following grows and stuff, I have to be wary of how
you
I handle and how that. So I can't really be like, and then running off. I have to be like, oh, okay, like a bit nicer, because I'm a friendly person anyway. Like if people come up to me and chat to me, I will just chat because I just like to talk. But I also, in that situation, I was like, the bravery.
I mean, women are forward as fuck and they don't care.
They don't care. I was like,
especially in Lick. Especially in Lick,
they're not.
All the boundaries are going to be crossed in that place.
I was actually just like, wait, what? Like, it was just, and then my friend who's white, who came with me, she came as well, and she was just like, oh, she doesn't exclusively like studs, but she just finds herself
with studs all the time.
with studs just consistently all the time. So then obviously Lick is just her dream, basically. It's just studs left, right, and centre. So then she's like, oh okay, oh my god. She walks into Lick, and this is like, she's a baby gay as well, but she knew from when she was like 13, but like her friendship group was like all straight girls. So she just never really got the chance to explore. So when I came out to her, she was like, oh my God, yes, we can go everywhere together. So when we went there, she just walked in and she was just like,
kid in a candy store.
And she just shut down. She just didn't even know how to talk to anybody, how to do anything. And then when she did, like maybe do, I said to her, I had to pull her aside. I said, I think in this situation, black women are looking for black women. I don't think you're going to meet.
Do you know, I feel like at Lick,
it's a bit mixed though.
The one I went to, it was very much the blacks with the black.
Yeah, the black.
Which one?
This-
Which
this
one did you go
bit-
to?
Yeah.
The one in July. The one where it first came back.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Not the August one. I didn't go to the
one
August one.
with those before performance, not that one.
Yeah, no, I didn't go to that one. I went to the one before.
Oh, right, yeah.
And that one was very like, to be honest, I didn't really see that many white people in that one.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the licks I've been to have been quite mixed.
Have they?
Yeah.
That one was like predominantly black.
Oh,
and then the black girls or non-binary they were just going with each other.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh,
She should try again.
she will. We're going to the one on September the 11th.
Oh, the Pride one.
Yeah, the Pride
Yeah.
one. So we'll see if she can
Guys, if you see Kat, they don't move to her.
leave me.
No. But the thing is as well, yeah, you are an artist, okay? You think this is the first time, the last time this is going to
they'll
happen?
move to you.
They are always going to move to you, babe.
It has happened. Like when I go to like heaven, I know. Do you know what? I'm very upset because there's not like a regular queer club that does R&B.
Yes.
Like Lick is obviously every month. Pussy Palace is it every month?
I'm not
It's
sure.
just
It was on
started,
yesterday.
right?
I think,
started
I
back.
think yesterday was
Their first one.
Yeah, their comeback, yeah.
So like every week, a place to go. Most like, especially for baby gays. That
Oh,
Do
you
you
know?
know-
Do you know? Lick actually started off like that. It used to be every Tuesday.
Yeah.
really, and then
Soho.
then it went
yeah,
to
then everybody was fighting, and then
really.
came
got kicked out of
monthly.
Soho.
Yeah,
Oh,
it came monthly. But it also grew as an event because there wasn't that many people in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
It's
really
huge
grew.
now, yeah.
It's huge. In the
It's
beginning,
really
it was
big.
like 100 people in there.
Wow.
Even that.
Yeah,
so.
no. See, now it's like most people, like I think even like with Heaven, people who wouldn't go before are now going because
There's no
loads of people
spaces.
came out during lockdown.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yes.
And then number two, it's like, where can I go to like consistently meet people every week? And it has an R&B room. R&B room.
Was it on a Wednesday or a Thursday or something? The R&B room? Or was it every day now?
every day now?
Because
Oh,
that
that's
R&B room used to be once a week.
No, I
At
think it's
I've
Heaven.
Friday,
never gone
Saturday.
to heaven and enjoyed myself because
I've only been to Heaven twice.
Yeah.
I've been to Heaven as a club. I've been to Heaven maybe once. When it was a bar, like through lockdown, I went quite a lot.
But was actually open during lockdown?
Yeah,
That.
yeah.
No, I didn't know that either.
I would have went if I knew.
It was open like as a little bar, so it had all the tables and it was like spread out and stuff. Music was atrocious.
Yeah, okay.
It's just like pure pop, intense pop.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you have to either get really, really, really drunk to like enjoy yourself because the music isn't good. But now there's the R&B room and it's like kind of nice, but still there's only that.
It's so sad because we've been saying that. It's because like we don't actually own any bars,
Yep.
like
Yeah.
any pubs and stuff. That's the problem.
That is the part. And I think we had an event a couple of weeks ago. We had a day party a few weeks ago, and the manager of the venue was like, "This type of music." He didn't like our type of music, whatever that meant. I remember and he said he does like. You said it's because he doesn't like the music because he kept on turning the music down.
Yeah.
And then I was like, it's because you don't like the music.
Yeah.
And then I think Usher was playing. So then I was like, who's this playing then?
Because he was like, I do like the music. I said,
Yeah.
who's singing the song? This is a very bait R&B song. Who's
Yeah.
Who's the artist of the song? He couldn't answer.
Couldn't answer.
You don't
But
know- you don't like
later in the
R&B.
day, he told me, he said, we don't usually have this music here. He said, we don't have this music. And he's like, look at our crowd, our normal clientele, and then look at you guys and stuff like that. And it's just like, what about us?
What? But
What
yeah.
about us? And what's wrong with our music as well? And their guests were enjoying our
They
music.
really, I asked them, they really wanted to join. It's like, how can we get in? I was like, because it's ticket only event. Like, they were really enjoying it.
That's
you
the
know?
thing. That's the one thing I found. Like trying to go to places that and find people like around my age. I just always kind of struggle. Obviously, I know you guys do events, so I'm gonna keep a lookout and go to them. But I remember I was speaking to my manager about it, and I was like, oh, I want to start maybe like looking at how I can do that, and like because I haven't like even if it's just a club night, like how can I do it? And he's like, okay, cool, I know these clubs because like it doesn't have to. Because sometimes I think as well, not all the time, but like obviously I love Heaven, but sometimes things are a little run down, like certain places.
Heaven,
It's just,
they
like,
have not refurbished that place since Queen Victoria was on the throne.
it's like, and I think my girlfriend was saying this as well. It's almost almost feels like a secret because you're going downstairs into the underground and it's all just like, and then you come back out and you just have to like hide yourself again, almost kind of thing.
That's a good point, you know, because obviously back in the day, we know the gays had to like hide and do it in a secret and go in the bushes and stuff. So that is so interesting. No, guys, we're tired.
I know it's been a long night, but yeah, that's true. But what we wanted to get into with you, you just mentioned I saw your manager actually.
Oh,
he's got a nice purple jacket, hasn't he?
Maybe.
Yeah, I saw him.
Maybe he
I
does.
think it was the day after the shoot. We saw him. Or
okay.
maybe 2 days afterwards. Yeah, we saw him. But so we were just wondering for you, what was it like when you came into your queerness and you had this music career?
Yeah.
Did you feel like you were ever gonna have to kind of hide it or suppress it for your music and make the pronouns always he or him, whatever in music? So how was that for you? Did you think it was gonna affect your music career in a more negative way?
I didn't actually think of that, to be honest. Well, I did in terms of like, I always wanted to just, if I could in my songs, not just kind of make it genderless, always just be like they, or just whatever, you, like kind of thing, just so that everybody who could listen to it could just actually like relate to it properly. But I didn't really feel scared. Like one thing I always want to do with like my music videos, if like I try and make sure that I'm just like the narrator and just like there, just like telling the story. But then like whoever's the lead is always like a black woman, and then the story is being told through her eyes. But I never really was scared to sort of like explore that with my music. And I think just because the team I have as well now are just very like, really just do what you want, say what you want.
That's good. It helps to have a good team, because I've always had like queer artists, especially like the more like masculine presenting ones, it's hard for them to like sort of like have a career because people always trying to change them. Yeah. People always trying to make them a bit more feminine and more palatable to an audience. And I think when you're black as well, that's another added layer.
Yeah, I think that as well. I struggled with that. I struggled with like how I wanted to present myself for so long. And like, I've only really come to that conclusion now where I'm like, okay, I know I have more, like, I like the tomboy look. Like, I like just the more masculine clothes. But I think, let me word vomit. Let me spread all points across the board. Yep. So in my head, I thought, okay, I want to be like tomboyish with my clothes, but face, neck up, like hair, makeup, all of that. So I feel like pretty head up, and then like masculine bottom half. And then I was like, but I still want to like mix it and, you know, dress feminine in sometimes and da da da. And then I remember saying that really throughout my life. And then me and my sister were talking, and she was like, you say that you want to like wear, like be both masculine and feminine, but you don't ever really dress feminine. So I'm just wondering if that is something that you actually want to do, or you feel like you have to do. And then I was like, oh, maybe it's something I feel like I have to do. Because I would get
in general, or is that because of music you feel like you have to?
I think in general, because black women are so masculinized, I felt like, oh my God, am I a woman then? Am I not a woman? Like I had a brief gender identity moment where I thought, okay, am I a woman then? Like, do I identify with what it means to be a woman? And then at that time, it was like TikTok was listening to my phone and then like listening to me. And then I would see like different videos of like people who would describe themselves as like non-binary black women. So then I'd be like, okay, let me just read into this a bit more and understand what they're saying. And they're like, black womanhood is something you can't get away from. No matter, like that is just what it is. But I don't identify what it means to be society's, like the westernized idea of what it means to be a woman. So I was like, okay, maybe that's me then. Maybe that's what I am. And then I was talking to my girlfriend, and she was like, but all of your traits are like, your energy is feminine, you're warm, you're gentle, you're this, you're that. And then at the time I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. And then I came back and I was like, oh wait, she's actually right. Like, it doesn't matter what I wear. That doesn't determine how I present myself. Doesn't determine what my gender is. I know my energy that I give off is what it is. So then I was like, oh, okay. That's my point. Yeah. There we go.
It's a good point though. It's a good point. And I feel like that as well, because I feel like you know, when people see us, they might think we're one way. Like they must think we're like super masculine. I don't know. Some people think we're super masculine, some people don't. But yeah, some people might think we're super masculine. But when they get to know us, it's like, oh, like they can definitely see our femininity. They definitely experience our femininity. You know what I mean? Like, like don't let the clothes fool you. Like,
No,
do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That was something I always struggled with, because especially on TikTok, as well as it's a lovely app, there's also mean people on there. And then we had so many issues. I had to speak to TikTok themselves to be like, look, you need to sort out how you're filtering comments and how you're doing stuff, because the comments that I would get, it would just be like loads of just people just misgendering. Is that man? Is that boy? Is that
I feel like people do that on purpose.
Yeah, I feel like
they do it on purpose.
And I think it is, there's elements of like, it's misogynistic, but there's racism in there as well. And they know that they can say that and get away with it versus, who's this Negro?
Yeah.
They're not going to say all that stuff. So it was just kind of like, what? Like, I would get that loads and loads of comments like that. And then I'd be like, what? Do I look like a boy? Like, my sister's like, you don't even need to,
It makes you start questioning yourself as well.
Exactly. So then when I had that, and then was like, then I started to read loads of articles, and it was like other dark-skinned black women who just had the same experiences. Like, one woman said she was just at a petrol station and someone was just like, man or woman? And then it just kind of throws you off guard. And then you're just like, man, no, woman. And then you're just kind of like, what? So it's this, that mixed with then, okay, well, must I present myself overly feminine just so that the world sees me? That's
do you know
what
what I
mean?
feel like the world has this obsession with gender.
It's so annoying.
And it doesn't need to. Whether you're a man or a woman or non-binary or whatever, I don't understand why it's relevant.
It's not
to
important.
what's going on.
It
I just
really isn't
like, why
relevant.
do you need? I remember the first time someone asked me if I was a boy or girl. I was in year 7, and this boy from year 8 came up to me and was like, "Are you a boy or girl?" And I went, "I'm a boy." That's what I just said, "I'm a boy." And then he was like, "But I thought he was a girl." So why are you asking me?
This is what I'm
why are you
saying.
asking me?
He
Like,
knew.
why are you asking me? Kind of thing. Even when I was a bus driver as well. And I remember this lady came up to me and she's like, "Just in case you're wondering why we're staring at you, because we're just trying to figure out if you're a man or a woman."
Care.
And I was just like, the bus is going here, and that's all that matters. that's all. I just don't. And it's just like, no, but can you just please let us know, because we have a bet on it. They was like, can you? I was just like,
Oh my God.
I'm a woman. She goes, I knew you were a woman. I knew it, but she wasn't convinced. And I was thinking,
It's so ridiculous.
I don't get why it was relevant.
It's
I
not-
just don't
it's-
get
it's
it.
not
It's not
relevant.
relevant at all. I remember I was walking down Dalston Market, and there's, you know, Caribbean men we have in Dalston Market, you know.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Are you a boy or a girl?" Like, proper shouting it in the fucking market. And I just ignored them. It's like, do you know what? It doesn't matter if I'm a boy or girl, because I'm fly as fuck. It
It actually doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter about what gender you are.
Nah.
Like,
Yeah.
I just don't get why people put so much emphasis on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even after it's been in our comments before, is that a boy? I remember I was in a music video before and they were like, "Is that a boy or a girl?" The fact that you're asking,
Yeah.
the fact that you are just asking,
And it's like something that's just like, I never had that before. Like, because when you get mean comments, it's just kind of like, you know what you're going to get. The racists speak from the same script. They don't change their lingo. So you just kind of know. So you're just like, okay, cool. Whatever. I don't really care about what you're saying. Maybe people will say something about being tall or slim or whatever. Okay, cool. Again, same script. So then when this one came, I was like, oh, you know when something throws you off guard, and then it's not something you ever thought about yourself ever, and then when loads of people are saying it, you're like, oh, kind of just is like some sort of new insecurity that you now have, because you're
you
like,
start to internal. The thing is, all these people are projecting whatever's going on in their lives onto you, and then you then go internalize something into yourself that didn't exist before. And it's so unfair. That's why you need to just go where the love is. And like, and people that have negative energy need to just go away.
They really do. I don't know why.
I'm now being insecure because of you.
Yeah, and I always found it was just like odd, because it was always online. It never really happened like
In person.
out in person. In person, it was just in person. It's odd because like I don't dress for the male gaze anymore. There was a time when I was like 16, 17 where it was just like
We all did.
and then it was just, so I was always dressing like for boys to like me, and now because I just don't care and I just dress how I want to dress. Still, when I'm going places, boys will come up to me, yeah, you're sexy, darling. Yeah. And you're just like, I'm gay though. And they're like, I don't care.
You don't.
And you're like, oh God, please. But it's like, so I've never
Like
had.
what they like, innit?
They do like what they like, but I'm just like, you know, when they just do too much, or like sometimes, like even at heaven, sometimes straight people stop going to heaven, please.
Are there straight people?
Oh no.
Straight people
Anyway, I haven't been for a long
keep
time.
going to heaven and like GOY because it's just cheap drinks.
Yeah.
I met a group of boys that literally said, "Oh yeah, we're just here because obviously like cheap drinks, but like obviously pride and stuff." And like they were like
jokes.
but it was like awkward because they always like want to announce the fact that they're straight.
Yeah.
So they'll tell you they're straight, and then they're like, "Yeah, but like you guys are brave. Like you guys are so brave. For just like, living your life and just doing." It's like I didn't come out to be called brave today.
Exactly.
I just came out to dance
in a closed space as well. That's
literally, and you're just like, oh, please, just like, why are you actually here? Like, they're just like, oh yeah, pride. And you're just like, oh, there are literally so many spaces for you to go to that have cheap drinks. You can go to a
I was
pub.
gonna say, I'm sure there's places that have cheap drinks.
Plenty.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
lots of
that
pubs
needs to
and
be
all of
there.
that
Plenty.
stuff.
I understand maybe why women go because they're like, if a woman hits on them and they just say no, we just leave. Okay, cool, bye. When it's a man hits on you, then you're like no, and they're like, oh, you're ugly anyway, and then say next things after. You're just like, oh,
Not that ugly anyway.
So I understand why women go, and then straight guys, when it's like a group of straight guys, and they'll say multiple times, oh yeah, it's just because the drinks are cheap, to be honest. We just came here.
We don't care.
You
didn't ask.
Why are you here?
You didn't ask. Can we talk about Into You, please?
Into You.
Your song.
My
latest,
song.
Is it your latest single?
My latest single.
Your latest single, yes. Love that song, by the way.
Thank you.
What was the inspiration behind the song?
I wrote it October 2020, and I had a Zoom session, and my guitarist in another session played like this little dun, 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 and I thought, oh, that's nice. And then so in the next session we had together, I was like, oh, I've always noted you playing this thing when we were at the session. Can you play this again, please? And he was like, okay. So he played it, and then I just sort of imagined sort of love song where it's like you've just met them once and like you're just like, oh my gosh, I just want to be with them all the time and I want to be intense and like and I thought, because again that was like when I had come out and I was like going on dates and stuff and like meeting different people and just learning more about the community and how like especially lesbians move at the speed of light.
Oh, mate.
Did you and your girlfriend move at the speed like?
Yeah. Because you just came out the other day. Okay.
We did.
Yeah.
Actually, I met her 3 weeks later. We were together.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Carry on. It's fine.
How is that? And I used to be the person that used to preach. Take time to get to know somebody. That has to be a long time. Get to know them properly. Really get to know them, and then be together.
You missed the advice for yourself. Yeah.
All of a sudden, 3 weeks later, we're together, and I'm like, But so yes, I thought okay, I want to make something that's just like, oh, you meet someone for the first time, you're like it's intense. You just want to be around them all the time. And I almost wanted it to be sort of movie like love song where you can imagine it in like different shows and stuff. And then the song kind of just wrote itself. Like once I heard the production get built up on it, I was like, oh, okay, maybe we could like talk about this. And then it just flew out of me, the song. And then I remember I played it to my team and they were like, oh my gosh, we love this one. This one's so good. Oh my God. And then they were like, okay, what do you want to do for the video? And I was like, oh, I think a black queer couple would be really nice. And then they were like, yeah, we'll do that. And then I remember my manager said, oh, here's who they want to like, who the couple they want to be in the video. And I said, oh. Funny enough, I listened to their podcast, and then so I was like, yes, please. And then it just sort of, the video just happened, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like this actually looks like a really lovely video. And they sent back the draft, and I said, oh my goodness, this actually is really lovely.
Video is even on the day, like it was just so much fun to do on the day. It was just a nice. Everybody was nice.
Yeah, everyone was good vibes.
Yeah.
Everyone was nice, and it was nice. It's just like a diverse.
Do you feel the difference when there's black people behind the camera and makeup and people of color and
when it's like especially like black makeup artists or just even just anyone of color doing makeup, they just understand.
Oh my God, that makeup artist on the set. Shout out
She
to
was
her.
really good.
Shout out to
And the
her.
thing is, I don't like makeup. So I told her I didn't want to put on makeup. And she was like, well, you can have to because it's a music video. So you kind of have to. And I was just like, okay, so what makeup we're talking about now?
Yeah.
And she was just like, it's literally just camera.
Yeah.
But my skin was looking...
Oh man,
That's what I mean. Because I always think as well, like I've had different makeup artists where they do little tricks to like so they don't have to say that they don't know how to do your makeup. So they'll just be like, oh my gosh, you've got such lovely skin. What we'll do is just a really natural look.
Yeah.
Where we'll just use just like a little bit of this, just a little bit, just to like enhance what you already have.
Yeah.
That's them just saying, I don't know how to do your makeup
Yeah.
and I haven't brought the stuff with me.
Yeah.
So I'll
Do
just
you
do
reckon
a
it's
little
because they
bit.
don't have the correct shades as well?
They don't have the correct shades.
Yeah.
They don't learn undertones
Right,
for black people. So then so you end up looking grey sometimes. So I always like, out of fear, I just bring my makeup with me all the time. I at least always have like my foundation and concealer with me every single time.
That's mad though, like if we have to do that. Because even like on your set, like before we came, the day before, Twee was like, she's like, is their MUA going to be black? She was asking questions on them. And they were like, they're not black, it's going to be a problem. She's like, no, but I just know that I need to bring my own stuff just in case.
Yes, you have
But
to.
she was fine anyway. She had everything anyway.
Yeah.
But she still had to bring her stuff just in case.
Just in case, exactly.
But I don't think white people have to do that.
No, they
Yeah,
don't have to
they
do
don't
that.
have to do that when
They
they're
don't
on
have
set.
to because everything is there's catered for them, so they don't have to worry about that. Whereas it's like, oh gosh, what's the hairstylist? Do they know what they're doing? Let me bring my hair stuff with me as well, because if they don't have it, then you're just sitting there and you look stupid.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me as well, I do the same with clothes. Like I'm always just nervous because I'm tall. I think, I just need, as long as I've got my, like if I know that my trousers and stuff or the pants fit me, then I'm like comfortable. Also full of bust. So I'm like, these things need to be like.
The thing is, I feel like it's hard for like black women, like, but our bodies, like shopping. I think it's shopping for yourself. It can be hard. So then to put that on somebody else to do that for you, I would not trust. I would.
No,
Not.
I don't
Difficult,
trust.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Over lockdown, I've been putting on some pounds.
Yeah.
Over lockdown. Yeah. And so for me, like even my own shopping for myself is a bit more difficult now because I need to figure out what the new sizes are, what even looks good and what it has to look good and it has to be comfortable in it.
Yes,
and it has
exactly,
to fit.
exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
The comfortability is it's probably fit as well, but the main thing for me is that I have to look at and feel comfortable with how I look.
Yes.
And I'm still getting my head around it because of the weights, the lockdown weight. So when somebody else has now come to dress me,
Yeah.
it's like,
And
it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard.
exactly. And I think as well, because of my body type, people think they can sort of dress me in anything. I mean, I bet it looks good because I'm just tall. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't feel
You need
like
to be
me.
comfortable.
Yeah. And there was like the first look when it came out, and I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah, you didn't like the first look. Yeah.
I didn't. I was wearing some long beige coat, and I just did not look like me. Like I just looked like someone else. I was like, no, I have to switch this up a little bit. And they're like, we've got a hoodie. I said, give me the hoodie, please.
I think it's so important, like when it comes to like certain productions and stuff, to have black and queer people who understand you.
Yeah.
You know what you want. You
Yeah.
know like what you need in order to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a meeting the other day with someone, and it was just really good. Like they just completely understood like how I want to present myself, the brands that I want to work with, and they just got it. And I was like, oh, okay, yes, we need them to come on board, because then future stuff there won't be like any anxiety going into stuff, because sometimes I feel it's like harder to enjoy like shoots and stuff, because I'm like, oh God, I need to bring my makeup, I need to bring my clothes, I need to bring this. Because if I go there and nobody has anything, I'm gonna look like a fool, and everyone else is gonna look good, and I look dead. So I have to like think of everything beforehand, and it's like something that we shouldn't have to do. We should just be able to just rock up with ourselves, nothing in our hand, and be clothed and like look nice and feel confident. Instead, we go there and we have to have a whole backpack and we have everything, and then still maybe might not even look how we want to look. So it's like that's my only thing with like that side of it, where I'm like, you just have to make sure the team is on point.
Is there anything that you learnt from shooting this video that going forward you make sure it's implemented next time?
Probably just planning, just like even more on job with planning, and just knowing like, okay, this person's gonna style this person and this person's gonna style this person. This is the makeup artist we have for this makeup artist. Like everything just being more organized, because sometimes I think it's like a given though. Like with music videos and stuff, it's always behind schedule. So you find like the directors and all the people are just like,
was it behind? Wake up was it actually was a little bit behind schedule.
it was a little bit behind schedule. So you couldn't like sort of ease into each shot. Like you couldn't take your time a little. You kind of had to be like, okay, we need to just get it.
No, we had to do it. Yeah,
We need to just get it.
Even,
Like,
I remember the car scenes. I don't think the car scenes were meant to happen the way they happened.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, we're on the way there, so let's just do it on the way
yeah,
there.
it was like we just need to do
But it
it.
was good. It was fine. It was
Yeah.
there. And then I think we circled around a block a few times one time.
Yeah,
To make sure we had the shot.
Yeah.
But,
There's a thing with production sometimes as well. Like things just happen. You can plan as much
and
as
it
you
just-
want to,
yeah.
and it just doesn't go to plan. And you need to sort of be able to adapt, and that's the hard part I think about it. And I think like in this industry, like everything is so last minute.
It is.
Like that's what it really grinds my gears because I
Literally.
don't work well under pressure.
No, neither do I.
So, yeah.
I don't like it. I'm meant to be going on tour next month. Have I got my visa?
Oh.
Have I got the things that I need?
Where are you going?
America. I'm scared.
can I come?
I'm just like really frightened.
Wow.
Gosh.
Are you excited about that?
I am, and I'm scared.
Do you know what? They will sort it out. It might be last minute, but it will get
They
sorted.
will
Don't
sort it
worry.
out. But why are you scared?
Because America scares me.
Have you never
I
been before?
understand why.
I've only been to Florida, and it's literally to go to the theme parks.
Oh,
Like,
I've
never
only
gone-
been to Miami.
See, I've never
Yeah.
even been there.
I've only been to New York. Yeah.
I want to go to New York.
I really want to go to LA. Are you going to LA? You're definitely going to go to LA.
No, I'm going to like it's random. It's like Toronto. So I'm going to Canada for like
yeah.
2 days, and then it's like Chicago, and then New York, and then like all the Texases, and then like I don't even know.
So this is where your fans
You need to
are.
go to Atlanta.
Just for
I'm
your.
going to, I think I am going to Atlanta. Actually,
yeah.
I think I am. I'm a bit scared. Like I don't know how this would be my first. Like I'm supporting this artist called JP Sachs. I don't know how tours work. To be honest with you, I don't know.
It's going to be a good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm scared, but I'm only going for I'm going from October the 30th until November 18th.
Okay.
So only
just
like,
under a month.
yeah.
Yeah.
So probably like maybe just about 3 weeks, maybe. So I'm not going to be gone for that long, but I am very scared. And everything is so last minute. It's like, okay, yeah, I was just sorting out the visa. And I'm like, but doesn't that process take long? Like,
Yeah.
am I
They'll-
going on this
I
tour?
reckon they'll sort
They're
you
definitely
out.
going to sort it
they'll
out,
sort
but
you out.
you know.
I just think, oh my God, it's just scary. And I think, how does everything work? Like, clothes. Like, I think maybe I'll just get
Yeah, how does it work?
braids.
So do you have like a stylist?
I do have a stylist, but then I just don't know how it works. How everything will work on tour. And I think, oh, maybe I should just get braids, make it simpler. Just wake up every day and do it. Because I think, can I be asked to be gluing down wigs in front of people I don't
See
know?
the gluing down of the wig. Oh my God. Do you know how long I tried to help my girlfriend the other time.
Glue down a wig.
Does that got to be work?
It does. It does.
You meant
Not
to-
the gel.
you
Not
meant
the
to
gel.
The spray one.
The spray one
You meant to
does.
spray it and then you.
Yeah, but I just thought it wasn't sticking. Like,
use the.
You're supposed to spray it,
stuff.
then use the blow dryer
yeah,
to make it tacky,
yeah.
like sticky, and then you pop it down, put your headscarf on, let it settle.
You meant to use the blow dryer.
Yeah, you're meant to use the
Yeah,
blow
you're supposed to use
dryer.
blow dryer.
Oh yeah.
Or you do that, you just fan yourself. But that takes long, so you need a hairdryer.
Nah, do you know what?
Oh my God, it's
Since
long.
Twiggy got a glue down wig, it takes about. I think we've added about 2 hours onto her getting to ready.
Really?
ready time.
I've managed to make it speedy. Like I'll just pop it on
So how long does it take?
in whole to get ready as a whole. If I'm doing makeup and hair, I'm gonna say a young hour and a half,
That's quite
Okay,
good.
that's quite good.
including showering and everything.
Wow,
Twiggy's
that's really
definitely
good.
about 3 hours. So this is
Really?
good.
But my problem is that I get out of the shower and I just sit on my bed and I just look at myself in the mirror, wigless, and I think, how are we gonna go from this to fully dressed and ready to
You
go?
think about the process and even think, I don't want to do
And
this.
it's like, I actually cannot be asked to actually do everything that I need to do in order to be ready to leave.
Do you find that annoying having to be presentable all the time as an
Yeah.
artist?
Yeah, because sometimes I just want to look just like a tramp.
So
something.
crusty sometimes. So do you actually feel like, okay, so where is it that you're going? You're like, I need to dress up even, but before when people didn't know you.
I thought I could go to my corner shop. I went to my corner shop. Someone said, "Oh, you make TikToks, don't you?" I said, "What?" Because I looked
How many
awful
followers
as
have you got
well.
TikTok now?
800,000.
That's a
It's
lot
coming
of,
to 1
it's a
million.
lot of
It's
followers.
coming to 1 million.
To 1 million soon.
I hope so. TikTok is so difficult because it fluctuates. Like sometimes you could get loads of views, other times you could get barely any. and then like you just have to like continuously
When
post.
you say barely any, how much is your barely any?
Barely any could literally be like 20 or 30,000 views.
Okay, man, you said.
No, but that's not but like
Okay, in the grand scheme of
in the
things,
grand scheme
yes.
of things,
Okay,
well,
fine.
you need to be if you're but
So
yeah.
I thought she was going to say 20.
Okay, so what is a good number for you?
A good number is a good number is consistently getting like 100,000 in the 100,000s of views. And then sometimes if a video really picks up, then it will get like 500,000 or near a million. But generally, if it's like a nice 100,000 each time, then I'm fine with that because then it just steadily grows. But when it's like up and down, you're banking on the ones that go viral to continue to build your following. If they don't, then it just starts to like stay or go down.
Right.
So basically, me and Anna have minus 10 views.
I don't know how many views we have.
We've got minus 10. I think that our most views is maybe
10K?
Ooh.
10 something. I don't know. I
our
haven't looked
one
at
day
it.
of TikToking.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it.
Why don't you
in
get
a
back
long
on it?
time.
Do you know? Do you know what?
Time.
I've got my own TikTok. Yeah.
Okay.
I might just do some stupidness on there,
You might as well.
but I don't know what I will do on there. I feel like I should when I go out to eat. I should be TikToking when I go out to eat.
People do like
People do
a nice little vlog.
Yeah, they do.
People like couple stuff as well.
Yeah.
Rinse it for all it's
I know you.
Do you know what? Do you know the couples? The thing about the couple stuff, Twiggy wants to do it,
Oh.
but she also doesn't want to because she said that all these YouTube couples and stuff, they always break up. So she doesn't want.
Yep.
She doesn't want us to break up. So I don't want us to break up too.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. How long have you guys been together?
It will be 2 years in about 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, it's coming up.
What about you?
Been together for 2 years. In a relationship for 2 years.
Oh. The relationship. Oh, were you talking beforehand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so basically both of you 2 years.
Yeah.
What stages have you gone through?
Oh my god.
What during the relationship?
Yeah.
So we were friends for 5 years before we got into a relationship.
Oh my gosh.
So I
Friends,
feel
when
like-
she said friends with benefits, guys. Let's clear that up.
Okay, love that.
But I would say that in the beginning, I think there was a lot of like transitioning from being friends with benefits. But like even with friends, we didn't speak every day. We barely used to speak on the phone. Like in that 5 years, I feel like I can count on both my fingers how many times we spoke on the phone, like as in long conversations. So I think we thought it was gonna be difficult to transition from not speaking to communicating all the time. But she just moved in. She just came to my house one day and never left for about a year and a half. She left recently. And so yeah, we thought that was gonna be difficult. But throughout the relationship, we've gone from, I guess, being on a high to over towards the middle of lockdown ish. My libido was gone in lockdown. My libido was raging, yeah. So it was clashing around that time, and even both of us getting busy as well.
Yeah.
Finding time,
hard.
even though we're together all the time, it doesn't mean you're doing quality time.
Don't say that.
Yeah,
Because Martha's can. No.
yeah, but it doesn't. Even though you're together, it doesn't mean. So sometimes I feel like this month as well, we haven't had much quality time this month. Like,
Okay.
we haven't been on any dates. We love a date. We haven't been on any dates for this month.
Do you do like regular date nights?
Oh, we do love it all the time.
Oh, we
They
love
do.
that.
We got a lot of date nights. So
What are your
we
love
haven't had any-
languages?
Mine is quality time.
Okay.
I think like acts of service is getting up
Acts
there.
of service and physical touch is definitely mine.
Is yours?
Mine's not physical touch.
Yeah.
No.
Do you know what I've learned as well? I've learned that all five.
Yeah, why not?
They all just exist
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
1 minute at first I was physical touch and quality time, and then now since being in a relationship, then it's like words, because the more you're with them, the more their words hold more weight to you. So it's like, okay, well now you actually do have to. I'm a bit more sensitive to the words that you say to me now. So then words then became more important. But then I also realized that in terms of giving, love giving gifts and love
yeah.
I love giving. I don't know why, or like I just like helping.
Yeah.
Even when my girlfriend was like sick or she had like a cold or something, I just went on Amazon and I just got all the sent all the stuff. Like my brain, if something goes wrong in her life, I go, okay, well, how can I fix it?
That's so cute.
That is
How
cute.
can I do this?
That is so cute.
And then I have to learn that like that's not my like I can't fix everything. I have to rein it back sometimes. Sometimes I'll just be like, let me just get you this, and I can just get you this as well, and then I can also get this if you want this, but you don't have to get this.
When's your anniversary?
November the 9th, I'll be on tour.
Oh, so you're not gonna be together. Damn. Is she happy? Is she alright?
She's upset.
Do you know when you said it's gonna be really hard?
She's
In my head, I was thinking part of it's gonna be hard because of the relationship.
She's upset.
Yeah.
She's gonna miss me because I've literally 3 weeks and it's just
What's the longest of time that you haven't seen each other?
Yeah.
like a month. Like back
Okay.
in January, it was like a whole month just because of lockdown.
Yeah.
So we've done it, but we just don't enjoy to.
Yeah.
And you know when it's like when you're far away from each other, sometimes you just get into like little arguments sometimes because you miss each other.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was happening during lockdown.
Yeah.
That
Where you just
the first
argue.
lockdown, we was arguing
And then
so much.
After the argument, then you go, "What we actually arguing about?"
Rubbish.
And then you're like, oh, "Yeah."
silly things. Yeah,
So
that
she's
was
sad.
Yeah.
She's not looking forward to that time. She's like, can we just have loads of quality time before you go? So like, let's just do things and do fun
You
things.
can't get her a visa as well.
Because it's not my tour. Like I know when it's like my own headline tour and stuff, then I have more control and can be like, okay, cool. Like my mum can come, my sister can come, my girlfriend can come. Like I can have more. I'm in control more. But when you're just supporting, you just have to show up and just be there and kind of be thrown around. But I think she's like, I'm just gonna have to pick up more shifts whilst you're gone because I cannot just be by myself.
Oh, bless her.
I know, but we've grown a lot since being together.
Like, as people.
As people, yeah. Like I've learned, like I do get when people say, "Oh, like I need to be by myself in order to heal and to like grow and stuff." But then I also think when you're with someone, it forces you to do it quicker.
Absolutely.
Because your actions actually affect someone. When you're not with anyone and you're just by yourself, then you can kind of trick yourself into thinking, well, it's not actually that deep what I'm doing, so I don't need to change it. Or you just like you don't know that that's something that should be rectified a little bit. Whereas now in a relationship, I'm like, oh, I need to word things nicer. I'm a little bit blunt, or I'm a little.
What is the biggest lesson you've learnt about yourself? And you said, okay, this needs to be improved.
I can be thoughtless.
Really?
Yeah, and just a little bit selfish.
What's your star sign?
Gemini.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm like intentional. I'm June 6th. Like proper Gemini.
You're a Gemini.
I'm a Gemini.
Do you know what? Do you know in the beginning I was getting Scorpio vibes.
I was getting Scorpio vibes too.
I was getting Scorpio vibes. In the beginning.
Gemini.
You got a Scorpio somewhere in your chart. You have to.
I must. Maybe I do. I don't know, but I'm a Gemini. Yeah.
I've got Gemini in my as well.
Do you? I just sometimes I've always put myself first, and then my therapist was like, "Yeah, but if your needs weren't met, you just meet them," kind of thing. So like it'll be like if I'm hungry, I will order myself food and not ask if anybody else wants food because I'll see that as a long thing.
Yeah,
I
That's
then
very
have to ask,
Gemini.
yeah, but it's just a bit long.
selfish.
I hear that because also me when I order food boy like be hiding that from my mum boy like
Yeah, because then my mum will be like, "So why didn't you ask if I want? Because I might have wanted something." I think,
that's so
because
long.
it's just
And I have to ask you what you want and all
Yeah,
this stuff.
and then
You
you'll
don't
be
want
like,
what
"Let me
I
look."
want.
No,
Yeah.
guys, know what's long? The conversation you have after for not
It's true.
asking.
It is true. It is true.
That
Like
is
I've
long.
worked on it though. Like I do. I am now like I'm ordering food. Someone
Have
will
we
want
said you like to do like give stuff to your girlfriend and stuff like that? So
Do you know what?
Yeah.
I feel like it's different when it's your girlfriend.
It is. It is.
Like-
I just don't think sometimes when I say things, or I think that I've said it in the right way. I'm like, well, why would you say that? Like, you know that would hurt me. And then I'm like, oh no, wait, okay, maybe, okay. So I realized that my wording can be blunt.
So can mine. My
That's where the
girlfriend said
Scorpio
that.
thing's coming from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my girlfriend said that I'm mean. She says I'm mean all the time.
That's what she says about me. And I think, oh damn.
So you're mean to your girlfriend as well?
But I'm not mean. I'm just.
You mean like Nana then? No, Nana's wicked. That's what he always says. That
He
Nana's
says
wicked.
I'm wicked. You know?
Sure it is. I think I don't. It's because of the family I have where like everybody is we're just all blunt sort of way and we're all quite irritable with each other. Like if when people are, well, no one outside is really around my family, but when we're all around each other, we argue all the time. But like in just like, why are you doing that? Like go away. Like all just sort of, and then I forget that like not everybody's my family. So I can't just be like, oh, just like I can't get as irritable with her or like say things like that in that way because that's not the life that she's had. She's not going to receive it the same way as that my family would.
It's so true. I used to think, everyone else is so sensitive.
That's what I used to think.
I used to think that everyone is so sensitive. And like when it comes to friendships, it's a bit hard because people will be like, oh, you know, like you're so mean or you need to think before you speak or whatever. But I just like, why am I going to blow vocabulary? Let me just say it how it is and let's move on. But I'm thankful for the people that I have around me because they get me. It's really important to have people around you that get you.
Yeah, no, my friends, like we're very similar. Like we're all blunt, we're all that way. And I think all of them sort of have the same thing of like they need to, when it comes to partners and stuff, you do have to make your tone a bit nicer when saying things, and just think about. I think it's more like, because if I think that I wouldn't react to something in some way, I think, well, that means she wouldn't react to that same thing.
That's it. Yeah,
because I don't think, because I'm quite
it's
exactly, because I'm quite not many things bother me in terms of like situational things. So I'm just kind of like, I don't really mind.
Yeah.
So then if I say something or do something or cancel maybe, or like come to something late or do something like that, because in music that's just people are late, people cancel, like everything happens. So I don't really get bothered by things like that. I'm sensitive in other things, but in those type of things I'm not. But whereas she might be, and I'm like, but I wouldn't be, so why would you?
That's it as well, because my girlfriend always says, you never give me time to actually process things, because you're just like, well, it's not a big deal, so you can't react like that. But that's how I feel, like, because I don't think it's a big deal.
But then now I've learned, I'm like, okay, it doesn't matter, just because learning. I don't see it like a big deal doesn't mean that other people are not going to receive it that same way. So I need to like be more. And I can't get defensive. I get defensive sometimes. Okay. I go, no, I don't.
Are you sure that's Scorpio? Like, you sure?
I also have ADHD. I got tested the other week.
Oh yeah, I saw
I did see that.
Yeah. I need to get tested too, but I'm not hyper, so I might.
But it doesn't.
I think it's ADD.
No, there's different types.
Yeah, I think it's ADD.
There is. I'm more attention. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not hyper. Like they would be like, oh, could you get out of your seat in class? And like, were you running around? I was like, no. I wasn't allowed. I was a goody two shoes. So even if I wanted to, I wouldn't, because I was just a scaredy cat. Yeah. But he was like, did you underachieve in school? I was like, yeah. He was like, are you like, do you struggle to stay focused on things? I was like, yeah. But then he was like, at the same time, are you hyper focused on things? I said, yes. Like he was literally explaining my whole life, and I was like, oh my God.
Do you know what was crazy? When I saw a video of some girl, it was a TikTok video of some girl. She started a task and then she'd start another one, and then she'd start another.
Oh, she just recorded herself.
No, she was just explaining how it works in her brain. And it made so much sense, because I was like, oh my God, that is me. Like, I start saying, and my mum would be like, you never put anything back. So my girlfriend, my mum would be like, you never put anything back. Like, you never, and I'm just like, I understand why I don't anymore, because I forget, because I go off to do something else.
Because I go and do something. I need to tidy my room. Okay, go and tidy my room. Now, in tidying, I find something that I didn't realize I had for a long time. Oh my God, I didn't even know I had this. I start playing with that and just looking at that for a long time. And then my room is half done. Then I go and I'm like, oh, I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat something. And I just get distracted by different things. And I'm like, oh, I was meant to tidy my room. Or like go downstairs. Most people do this, but you just go downstairs and you're like, okay, I'm going to go and eat something. I need to eat this particular thing. Open up the fridge. What was it that I was going to go? I have to close it, retrace my steps again, and then be like, okay, that was what I wanted to go and get. So like, since I got diagnosed, me and my girlfriend, she was like, oh, I'm actually sorry, because I've been getting annoyed at you for things that actually out of your control. So I'm really sorry. And I was like, it's okay, because I still hurt you. Like, it doesn't change the fact that I still did those things, but at least now we know why. And now you know that it doesn't mean I don't care about you. It just means my brain is just, I'm also really impatient. Really impatient.
Do you know what? My girlfriend's got ADHD as well, and she's impatient as well. She's impatient, but she would tell me about something, and it's like, I'm processing. I haven't processed quick enough. But I have to have patience, and I know that it's not. It's just, do you know what I mean? It's not her. And even when she's a bit hyper sometimes. Sometimes I'm really
a bit hyper sometimes.
And you're really
I have to just, hey, darling.
What is it like being the partner of someone with ADHD?
I think in the beginning, the things that I used to get annoyed at, like her timekeeping and stuff like that, before I used to get proper angry about it. I've been waiting for how many hours, but then I thought that she just didn't care. But then, because she got diagnosed early this year, and afterwards, because I had to help her with the form as well, because there was a form for partners that said, do they do this? And I said, okay, things are making. She does lose her wallet all the time. Yeah, true. And I started thinking, okay, because I used to call her careless and stuff like that. I said, it's actually not her fault. So I felt bad. So I had to apologize for things that I got upset with her about before. But now I have patience for all these things. But it still does annoy me though. It still something annoys me, but I know that it's not her fault. So that's a bit of grace around it. So, but I also have to put things in place. So if I know we need to be somewhere for 9 o'clock, I would say we need to be there for 6, for
Okay,
example.
because then you, yes.
Yeah, but we're gonna be there for 9, maybe even 10. We're gonna be there at 10 even. So I still have to like say things, but she knows as well that I don't give her the correct times. Because I don't want it to be. I don't want. She's not some child in it, so
Yeah.
she has to know that. Okay, I'm gonna lie to you about time, just so that you're on time.
Yes.
And so yeah, I just put things in place sometimes, and I help her a lot with like forms and even her DMs. If it's like business DMs, sometimes I ask them for their emails.
Yeah.
Not her work emails,
Okay.
but other emails. Like I just help her where I can, where I know that she needs a bit of help and stuff like that.
Does she have medication for it or just?
Yeah, she used to.
Okay.
She did, and it actually did help. It did help. But the thing about ADHD medicine is you have to remember
To take it.
Yeah, you have to remember to get a new batch, because I think that you have to. In the beginning, they give you different doses and stuff like that, so they can figure it out.
Yep.
But you need to give like feedback to the nurse and stuff. But people with ADHD forget.
Yeah.
So like when you forget, then they stop the medication. Yeah, so it's very stop and start. So she's not on medication right now because she keeps forgetting to contact the nurse.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like, if you know your patient has ADHD, why don't you
Send a
ring
reminder.
them instead?
Yeah.
Why don't you send a reminder?
Yeah.
But they just don't do that.
They
So
need
it's
to figure it out.
they need to figure it out. They need to figure out how they do that. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not awful being on the receiving. Well, it's awful being on the receiving end, but like,
It's not awful.
It's not awful.
awful.
It's not awful.
If you love the person, you're gonna do what you need to do to help them out, to accommodate who they are.
Yes.
If ADHD is part of that, then it's a part of that. But it's just a part of who they are. Do you know what I mean?
it is. But I also think it's like as well. Like I think there are negatives or like difficult things that come with it, but then also the good parts of it is like, I know when I get hyper focused on something, it means that I get it done to the best of my ability. Like for months and months, I was like, I'm going to learn how to drive. I'm going to pass my test. I'm going to drive. I'm going to get my car. So my life was just that. That's all I used to speak about. I used to be like, okay, I'm going to get my car. I'm going to get my car. I'm going to drive. I'm going to do that. And then I got it, and I was like, yes, I did it, and I could just rest because I was like so hyper focused on that. So when I'm like, okay, I want to do this thing. It consumes me, and I can actually stay on it for months until it's finished. But sometimes when it's starting new sort of random things, I'm like, oh, I want to learn how to do like graphic design. Then I'm like, I can't be asked to learn how to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like, there are pros and cons to it, I think. But that was a good diagnosis for me to have, because I was like, my life makes sense.
I need
Does
to
that
go
make
and get my
sense?
own. I need to go and get my own.
Do it.
I might as well go over. Might as well.
Everyone's doing it. Everyone's getting tested and being like, oh, this whole time.
It's mad. It's just mad because it's like it's a lot of our white counterparts had this diagnosis early on when they were in school, were able to get help for it.
Yeah.
But actually, my manager at work, she got diagnosed when she's white when she was 39. So for her, there's no point in having medication stuff because she feels like she's lived in her life the whole time. So, but it's just knowing about it.
Yeah.
And that's what's been more important for her.
Understanding.
But yeah, everyone's got it.
Everyone's got something.
Everyone has something. I'm dyslexic as well, and I remember when I was at school, my mum just thought I was being really lazy. She was like, "You're just not trying. Like, you're just not doing that." And now we know it's ADHD and dyslexia that made me be awful in school, but not awful, but not good. And then so she was like, "Oh, you're just being lazy." And then when I was like 13, did the dyslexia test and then had it, and then she was like, "Oh, sorry. Oh, darling. It's too late for old darling." And then when I got diagnosed with ADHD, she said, "Oh, sorry, that does," because she gets so annoyed when like my room is messy or like I'm like unorganized and all that stuff. And then when I got diagnosed, I was like, "This is why." She was like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know, darling." And I'm like,
It's making sense.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Oh, I think this the past year has been a time where everyone's just find out more about themselves.
It's been so eye-opening, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Everyone
and
has
everyone's
literally-
taking the steps to find out more about themselves.
Yes.
Whether that's therapy, getting diagnosed with different things, and it just gives you understanding. You know what I mean?
And finding ourselves. Like,
And
a lot of
finding
people
ourselves.
came out,
Yeah.
People come out.
You're stuck.
People have
but you're
gone
stuck with your
viral.
own thoughts. Oh, What was the video that made you viral? The first video.
That went viral. I think I sang her song. I think I sang her. What was the song? Hard Place. I sang Hard Place by her. That did quite well. And And then I did do Tennessee Whiskey.
Yes, I love that.
I did that one. Then I teased my own song on TikTok. I teased my own song, Go, and then that went viral. So I think that was like the first proper viral. And then I did like TikTok trends and stuff where one video that just I cannot escape.
Yeah,
where I was like,
it's always like we've got like one video that did better than the others.
What's that on TikTok?
The masculinity one, like
Listen,
the
our
cradle
videos
one.
ain't doing.
Nah, it
cat
ain't doing
videos.
as good as that one. Oh, it's because we used one of the songs or something. We used one of the trends.
popular
Yeah,
songs.
Yeah,
one of the
trending
trends,
song.
and that's what. Wait, how was the because you did something with her? It was like
I
you
did the
sang-
live.
Yeah, you did the live.
that was fun because she was doing this thing through lockdown called Girls with Guitars, and she was getting people from all over. And then she got someone that went to my school called Isaiah, and I was like, she's gonna ask me. No. She's not gonna ask me. She can't ask me. She doesn't know who I am. Then I got a DM and it was from like her manager being like, "Oh, do you want to go on Girls with Guitars?" And so I was like, "Oh my god, yes, please." And then for me, I was like, "No," because I actually listened to her religiously. Like from the first project back in 2016, I was listening religiously. So when I was like gonna go on it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh!" But it's also quite like difficult because she has such a big following. So then when you have to join the live and request to join the live, there's thousands of
Bare
people
people are
also
requesting.
doing
Yeah,
that.
requesting.
And then thousands of people commenting. So then it's kind of like, how many times am I going to have to request?
Yeah.
Because she might not see it the first. She might, like, as I request, might glance away. Then it's gone. So that was, like, quite stressful to actually get on it. And then once I got on it, I was just like, oh, my gosh. And then just sang.
But, yeah, it was great though.
Yeah, it was fun. It was actually really, really fun.
It's like,
What's it like having India Arie in your comments?
India Arie's in your comments?
Yeah.
I love India Arie.
She sends me lovely voice notes.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Like that is mad.
That's
No,
crazy.
there was the first voice note she sent me. I was actually no, she sent me a DM and she just said hi ... And I was like, hello. I was scared. I was like, what? This was ... And then she was like, I want to talk to you. And I was like, okay. I was like, oh gosh, was I not allowed to cover her song? Like, I got really scared. My first thought is a pessimistic thought before it's a good one. So I was really scared. And then she was like, cool, I'll voice note you in a bit or something like that. And then sent a kissy face. I said, oh,
okay, yeah.
okay, so now we know it's good. And her voice is so calming.
Yeah.
She was like, hey cat, it's India. Speaking, and she was just singing my praises really and just saying really nice words. She was like, I listened to your song that just came out. It's so good. I love the video. Like being so like nice. And she was just like, your voice is like a world-class singer. I said,
Oh wow.
Your voice
not
is-
from India Arie, please.
I mean, like India Arie. I feel like India Arie is one of those artists that every other artist speaks about.
Yeah.
and she's like a mother. Like she holds,
motherly.
she holds the artist close,
she
which
does.
I love.
Like she just was so lovely, and she was like, yeah, like if we can do a song together, if we can do anything together, like let me know.
I think that would be sick because her voice is really. I feel like it would gel
Her
really
voice is
well,
so
like
lovely.
with yours.
She's and she just has been so nice and just like it's just every so often she'll just like send a lovely little
That's
thing.
nice. That is so nice.
And it's so nice because I think as well, like there's not in this time there isn't anyone else kind of doing what I'm trying to do. And like so if I say, oh yeah, I want to do like just like acoustic pop type of stuff, like soul, whatever, but the first thought is Tracy Chapman. And I go, we have different
guitar.
voices. Like she's
Yeah.
black, she's just a black woman playing the guitar.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. Or they'll say India Arie. At first it's usually Tracy because obviously Fast Car was like
Yeah.
big in the pop world. So when it's like someone that's like your idol who's like done it already and it's like, yeah, you're good. Just that little thumbs up to be like, cool, you're doing the right thing, keep going. I'm like, okay. Because when there's no one else around doing what you're doing, then you kind of feel like, is it going to happen? And then my A&R was like, yeah, but once you do it and you do it
Yeah.
successfully, then
Yeah.
other people
Others
will
will
feel
do it as
confident
well.
to then do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was like, I know there are plenty of young little black girls that don't just like R&B, like
Yeah.
who like art, who like pop, who like rock,
Yeah.
who want to be pop artists and want to be rock artists and want to be indie artists, but because they don't see people like them
Yeah.
in the mainstream industry, they're like, oh, I probably can't do that as well. I'll just rap or I'll sing this. And like, fair enough, there are loads of artists who I love in the R&B rap world, but I also know that there are loads of people that don't.
Yeah, as you say, you can't be what you can't see.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You really
Ronks.
can't.
Shout out to Dr. Ronks.
Yeah.
You really can't.
Yeah.
I always had a why can't I mentality. So because I always loved pop, I was like, well, why can't I just be a pop
Yeah.
artist? and they'd be like, oh, because there's no one that really has done it. Okay, but that why not?
Why not?
Because I saw like was it an interview on, was it that +44? I'm not sure if it was ZZ. And they mentioned you on there.
Yeah.
They were talking
Oh
about,
yes,
yeah.
I saw that clip.
Yeah,
Bella was on there.
Yeah, Bella. It was Bella that mentioned you.
Yeah.
And they were just talking about like black women in music and how they have to present themselves and stuff like that. And then I think Bella was basically saying that how you have an amazing voice, but you don't feel like you have to do the whole miniskirts.
I've like over sexualized myself.
Yeah, that's what she was. They were trying to say. She was trying to say dark skinned women normally have to.
In order to, exactly. Yeah. Whereas I just play the guitar. I just go up there, sing a guitar. I always, how I present, I always want to be comfortable. Like I always actually want to feel comfortable, and I feel more powerful and like sexy in suits and trousers.
How you feel comfortable. Exactly. Yeah.
So I did like what Tabby. I agreed with what she said. Like there is.
I agreed with what she was saying. I was mad because I think the guy that was there has just never saw it like that.
Oh really?
Yeah, the guy was like, really?
Yeah.
As a woman. What was it +44? Or was it a different?
I can't remember what it was.
What platform it was?
I can't remember what it was. Who was the guy? The guy looked.
I don't remember who the guy was.
Yeah,
but someone. But yeah, it was. I actually want to watch the full interview, but does it feel nice when like other singers are recognizing you as well?
Yeah,
especially British ones as well.
Yeah, I honestly when she said my name, I said, oh. It's so weird when people like refer to like when say because my friends don't really call me Kat. So then when other people call me Kat, I'm like, or if I'm like with my girlfriend and we're like at dinner or reservation or we go somewhere and they call me Kat, she's like, ugh. And I'm like, I know, but it's like if close friends call me Kat, I'm like, hilarious. You know, you don't need to be calling me that, so I don't know why you're doing that. And then other people go, I'm like, oh yeah. Then I feel like I'm in like my mode of being Kat Burns, the artist. So it's weird when people say my name. I'm like, oh yeah, we've got this artist called Kat Burns. I go, that is me. Okay, cool.
Yeah. But it's nice. I think it's nice that you're being recognised as an artist, as someone who has a good voice.
Amazing.
Do you know
voice.
what I mean?
Like your voice is amazing.
Thank you.
So when you was like, okay, I'm doing this music thing now. Like when did it become real? Like, I'm actually a singer. When did it become real?
A real singer.
I would say, do you know what? Probably the past year. Like when I actually started to get some notoriety and like following from it, then I was like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. Because before that, I was just not in a situation that was, I was putting out music, but it wasn't what I really wanted to be doing. So I was just kind of getting disheartened and thinking, oh, I'm really not meant to be doing this. And then, so I sort of started from the ground up again, started busking and just like, started just falling back in love with singing and stuff. And then once random people on the street as well would just like be like, your voice is just so good. Or like people be like, a daughter and my mum would just be listening and then cry and then just walk away. I just like put money in and then just walk away. And I'm like, it was so humbling because it was literally like, oh, I've literally just made that person's day and I'm never going to see them again. Like they just came, they heard something they liked, shed a tear, put some money in and went on their way. Like some people don't say anything, they just put money in and they're just like, oh wow, and then leave. And I'm just like, oh wow. So but when my following started to grow, I was like, oh okay, I'm actually doing something. Okay,
people like it.
Okay, people like it. And then because it was like covers at first, I was like, okay, let me just tease it like my own song to see if people actually like how I write. And then once I got like more followers from that and like people actually liking my own stuff and messaging being like, when's your song coming out? When's yours? It's like, oh okay, people actually see me as like an artist. So once that kind of happened and my following started to grow, I was like, okay. And then when I put out my song and the numbers were doing actually quite well, I said, oh yay, I'm an artist now.
That's so cute.
I don't know. I also think that like, you know, people are always like, oh, this person is underrated or this person's underrated, but they are doing well. Like they are doing well. They'll be like, oh, you know, this person's not getting enough praise and all the stuff like, and I think people see success as like, okay, Grammy. Yeah. That's when it's like success. Like, and if
we
you
still
don't
want the
get
Grammy for you.
I mean, we still want the Grammy, you know, we still want the Grammy, but like, it's not always about that. Sometimes you have to remember it's not always about the awards and you know all of that stuff. Like it's about when you touch like that person that cries.
All I want for my music is just to have a nice fan base that I can just go and perform to and have just like a close relationship. Like I always want to like make sure I blur the lines as much as possible between artist and like audience, especially when I'm on stage, and like all the different stuff that I want to do. It's always to feel closer to my fan base and not feel so separate. And like even my sister was like, yeah, but you know, probably in like a year or so, like you probably won't be able to go to the same spaces you were going to before, because it's not gonna be as fun, because you might go there and then people will just be asking for pictures all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know, but those are my favorite spaces to go to. Like I think I would enjoy like going to events with, you know, other creators and influencers and singers and artists and stuff. But I think I would prefer when it's just going to a space where it's just everyone's just.
Just the last time I went to Heaven, what's that YouTuber called? Amber's Closet was there.
Oh,
yeah, and she was fine.
Just living.
Obviously, some people were going up to her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she was fine for the most part. I feel like when on a night out, people do like to leave you alone to have your fun.
They
I
do.
think that people, some people out just can't. They want to. Do you know what I mean? They're gonna come up to you.
Yeah.
But there are others who are like, do you know what? They're having a good time. Next time I'll go up to them.
Or sometimes they'll wait until it's kind of. Maybe it's like I've gone to the toilet and I come out and they're like, "Oh, you sing, don't you?" And I'm washing my hands, so there's nowhere else I can go. So yes, I do. Yeah. Or like it's brief, and I'll just be, "Oh, I like love your music," and then just sort of leave. But the more drunk I get, the more chatty I am. So I just will chat, and then it's just having a nice conversation with someone. And like once you get over the hump, not the hump, but the thing of like where they're just like, "I'm a fan of you, and then when you have a normal conversation, then you're just like, "Oh,
okay,
you're normal."
Yeah,
And I'm like, I'm not that big. Like I don't know, like this idea of like, oh, because you have so many followers on TikTok. I'm like, I just see it as a number. I don't think of myself as anywhere yet. I think I'm like working and building it, but I don't see myself as like,
don't worry, the Grammy's gonna come.
I hope so.
Your own tour is gonna come, and then
tour.
your girlfriend can get the visa to come to.
She can get the visa.
She can be upset in this country.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was coming. It's coming slowly.
Absolutely.
It's coming.
I hope so.
It's actually coming quite quickly. Actually, it's not even slowly. It's quite quickly.
Yeah.
It is quite quickly. Yeah. I hope so.
But yeah. So what should they look out for next from you?
What is next? The tour is next. Going on tour with JP Sachs at the end of October. New music. Hopefully another single this year.
Oh, this year?
Hopefully. If not this year, then next year. But hopefully this year. I'm going to push for this year. That's it. Yeah. I'm just living.
Make sure you stream Into You.
Stream Into You. I forgot about that.
Yes.
Everyone's going to remind you. Stream Into You.
Stream it. Watch the video. Make sure you watch the video as well. Watch the video.
Yeah.
We really grafted that day on the video.
Yeah.
You need to watch it.
Please.
You know what I mean?
Watch it.
Yes. And hello, girlfriend. Hi, girlfriend.
Hey.
Hi, partner.
Hey. And some of your friends as well. One of your friends listens to the podcast.
Yeah,
Alice.
Alice.
Shout out to
She was at the video as well.
Yeah. We saw it that day. Your friends were really nice.
Hi, Alice. How you doing? What are you doing? Having fun?
But yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We're gonna. Do you know? We need to do a TikTok now because we've got to. This episode we should have done TikTok
For this episode, we should have.
Anyway, whatever. We don't have TikTok minds, but anyway. But yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Of course,
everyone. Make sure you use #TT's podcast. Thanks to everyone that came to the live show.
Thank you so much.
We had fun.
We did.
There was so much we didn't cover in the live show though.
Even our billboard. We didn't
talk
talk about
the billboard. We didn't. Have we spoken about building? Oh yeah, we have last week.
Yeah, we did.
And also the feedback from Lady Phil's episode has been really, really good.
Yep.
So yeah, everyone use the #TT's podcast in conversation on Twitter. Make sure you follow us on Spotify and rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. So until next week, peace.